Hey, free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So, I actually recorded 2 videos, but I decided to just scrap both of them. I edited them, uploaded them, just pending release to like the global audience. But I decided I needed to do a better job about it because I feel like I didn't really explain a lot of things, and I kind of feel like it's better to just collate everything that I've learned into one single video because I've been doing Point War a lot. So recently I've been just focusing, hyper-focusing a lot of my attention into Point War 18 and just figuring out how things have changed, because ever since Global merged with Honor, or rather Honor merged with Global, things are very different. So for instance, right, if you take a look at the leaderboard, about 90% of the players here are actually from Global, and you won't really see any player from okay, there we go, we have one Honor server here, and are we gonna get another? It doesn't seem like there's another. Oh, the next is me. So I'm currently 23rd. And yeah, 24th is also another Honor server, but as you can see, it's very, very minuscule. And frankly, the Honor server players do not have enough experience with the current global meta, and things have changed so much. And I'm going to explain to you how I've actually changed some of my stuff. And obviously, as you can see from the video title as well, there is going to be a big shift in some of the relics that some of my Espers are going to be using right now. So let's check it out. Now, as you can see, this team is obviously very strong. And in fact, this is also my defense. And you know what, before we get into the relics, let me just show you my defense record right now. Because it's pretty sick. It's doing pretty damn well, right? So take a look at my defense record. This is like insane, man. Okay, but let me just cut to the chase, right? So the first change is I have an R6 Jin Yu Yao right now, and R6 Jin Yu Yao is extremely important, and frankly she is very powerful at R6. And the reason why she's so good is that whenever one of your allies get incapacitated, basically your allies get stunned or frozen or whatever, be it the Zeus set or the Snow Dowager set as well, those work, your ability cooldown actually reduces by 1 turn. So this skill actually becomes quite spammable, especially when you're up against a lot of enemies who have the Zeus set. So for example, if the enemy Ahmed has the Zeus set, if he stuns one of your Espers, this cooldown is actually going to go down by 1 turn. So it's a very big change, right? R6 is a very big factor for me right now. So Jin Yu Yao on R6 is very powerful. So that's about it, right? So this is an R6 Jin Yu Yao, which we will definitely test as well for this video. And nothing changed for my Everett. So Everett is still with the same build. So he's currently on the DPS set. Without Avatara because of his counter on his second skill, which is really broken. No changes for Tricky as well. I do feel like the Zeus set is still the best for his kit. But him at R6 is a major difference as well. It really helps you to chop off the HP of enemy teams, which generally they are super freaking tanky right now, right? So here are the stats of Gabrielle. Also no change. So she is just going to have high accuracy, high speed. You might not want to build her with the DPS kit because in the current meta where enemies are just super tanky, her DPS is not going to matter at all. So yeah, something like this is going to work. And I removed her Avatara because recently I built her with Avatara, but I realized that I needed the extra stats to be a little bit more tanky because she tends to be one of the earlier Espers who die. But this is the main change, right? So Ahmed with Abiding Panacea, this is so freaking important. So I actually went ahead to max out his skills as well. I mean, especially his third skill, right? So my luck kind of messed up, so I actually like pumped a few over here, which But anyway, so the reason why I pumped his world stage to the max is because this reduces his cooldown. Yes, it becomes a little bit more spammable, which is not always that important in my opinion. But the healing amount that is increased, this is super freaking important. Now the thing is, you kind of want him to heal a lot, and I realized that that's actually quite important because of his passive. So the more he heals, the faster it is that you can overheal and start spreading your heal to all your other Espers, which means that you're actually going to grant supporting song to the rest of your Espers, which will increase their speed. The main thing for me is the speed enhancement over here. It's not so much of the attack power because I'm not using like attack-based DPS Espers here, right? So even if I use a Hyde, for example, he's not going to benefit from this because Hyde cannot get supporting song anyway. So it's not so much about the attack power, it's more of the R2 effect, which is the speed gain. So having a lot of healing power I think is very important. And of course, since now the Zeus set can be resisted, it's less effective, and also at the same time, right, we are going to start seeing a lot of R6 Jin Yu Yao, which means I do not want to play a lot of stunts unless those are AoE stunts. So for example, Gabrielle and Tricky, they both have AoE stunts. That is still fine. That is still good value for my stunts. So for Ahmed, right, Abiding Panacea increases healing efficacy by 30%. So in total, what I did realize as well, which is very important, is that not only does his healing scale with Abiding Panacea, it also scales with the HP boost in PvP. So right now in Point War 18, we have a 25% HP boost that is also added into his healing factor as well. So all in all, we have not just times 1.3 in healing, we have times 1.3 times 1.25. Very crazy stuff. So right now I have how much HP here? I have 54,000, right? Yeah, just on the dot 54,000, which means all my heals should heal about 7,000 HP. But the thing is, the way Ahmed works is he does not actually heal a fixed amount, so he actually has a spread. And I feel like the minimum amount is somewhere close to 7,000, but the maximum amount goes all the way up to like 10,000. So sometimes some of my healing ticks on my third skill can actually heal 10k, which is like insane, super freaking broken. But anyway, I guess this is like a perfect example of why this team is so strong, and we are just gonna go ahead and it's a mirror match, but I have the reso advantage. So I have a better win rate against him, but I do lose sometimes. So I'm gonna just focus their tricky because that's like the main thing. And look at Jin Yuao just removing everything. So good. Jin Yuao is so freaking good. But the thing is, whenever any of my Espers get stunned, it's actually going to reduce the cooldown of Jin Yuao, but it's not going to be mentioned, right? She's not going to have that effect below her, like just below her character, right? So yeah, just take note that that is a thing, right? But anyway, let's try to take a look at Ahmed's healing power. There we go. So we had like 8k and 7k, right? But there are some times that I heal 10k, which is like when I see it, I kind of wet myself a little bit. But yeah, so I don't really need a lot of DPS on this lineup because I have Tricky, who is actually doing the biggest bulk of DPS for my team, which is why I feel like him at R6 is also very important because the R6 effect is the minimum HP reduction that you can do to the enemies is 15% on his passive, which is very big. So my what's his face? Everett. Everett is not actually the main DPS on my lineup here. It's kind of crazy, and I'll show you the stats at the end of this run as well. So yeah, this team is so freaking tight, man. So strong, and it is also my defensive comp. So if you guys are actually trying to, I don't know why I'm being attacked every 30 minutes. But if you guys want to know like more about my defense before attempting my defense, like this is it, right? And hopefully we get to see me match up against some of the other comps, because I do realize that a lot of the attackers that I receive, they tend to bring control espers. So they tend to bring like Pritzkers, they tend to bring Nusi as well. There is a lot of those. But the thing is, those may not always work. And the reason for that is because yes, you can land AoE stunts and all that, but the chances are is that my Jin Yuao, she's just going to return all the stuns. Chances are she's not going to be too affected by it, and you know, she's going to continue healing my team as well. So basically this team has a lot of grounds covered, right? So because of Jin Yuao, my team is quite tanky, it's quite resilient against control teams. And because of Everett in my team, we are also very resilient against speed cleaves. So if they speed cleave us, they may not be able to wipe us in one go, because most of the speed cleaves right now, they have like plus 150 speed DPS espers, which is not going to work because my Everett has a good chance of counter-attacking. And if he does counter-attack, he has the potential to one-shot any DPS esper. Like his damage is just so good, right? So if you notice the stats of my Everett, he had like plus 220% crit damage, and I can't remember how much HP he has. I think it's like plus 40,000 HP. So yeah, his damage power is really strong, but let's take a look at the stats real quick, right? Let's see how much damage Tricky is actually doing and why I say that his R6 is actually so freaking powerful. Look at that. Tricky, he's dealing 181,000 damage. And even my Gabriel is also dealing 163,000 damage. And I have no idea how Jin Yuao is doing so much, but Everett is actually one of my lowest performers here, but he's only here, especially in my defense, because of how he counters like speed cleaves, for example. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can take a look at some of the replays, right, to just see what kind of teams that they're using. Oh look, speed cleave. And what do you know? They do lose, and I'm most certainly I'm very certain that it's because of the Everett. I feel like the Everett is like the main thing. Yeah, they don't have a lot of stuns on their lineup, which means probably not Jin Yuao. Let's see, right? So this is how speed cleaves do not work against me. There you go. Look, it's the Everett that is doing the thing, right? But maybe one weakness that my team has is that my Everett has very, very low accuracy, or very, very low resistance, which means he's probably going to receive a lot of debuffs. He's probably going to get his ass stunned all the time. But yeah, so the meta has definitely shifted a lot. Like, oh, my armor is definitely going to pump my entire team. Look at that. Check this out, check this out. My armor is definitely going to like make him quit the game, right? Oh no, my armor is stunned. Wait, how did I win? Oh, okay, so this is how I won. And here we get to see the amazing healing capacity of Ahmed. Yeah, okay, so the meta has definitely shifted a lot, at least especially for the Honor players, not so much for the global players because you guys have been here, right? We joined you guys. So the meta has definitely shifted a lot, and my opinion on some stuff have changed dramatically. Yeah, he quit. So, for example, let me talk to you a little bit more about one of the other things that I've changed as well, right? So the way I build Hyde is very different right now. So I don't use the Hades set on him anymore. And in fact, if I were to use him in my lineup, I wouldn't just put him in my team, I'll put him as a leader as well, because he has a 50% resist in Point War, which is not that useful against Espers with a lot of accuracy. So it's not going to be that useful against, like, let's say my Gabrielle with like plus 75% accuracy, but it's super strong against Espers like Everett, who has naturally very low accuracy, or maybe Espers like Hyde as well. So Hyde also has very low accuracy in most cases, right? If you build Hyde with a lot of accuracy, chances are you're extremely off meta, and I congratulate you for that. So this is definitely one of the changes as well. So yeah, him as a captain, very powerful. And him without the Hades set is also pretty decent, because that will then trigger your Ahmed to heal him a lot more. And because of how the meta has shifted as well, where Ahmed is scaling very well with the Abiding Panacea, on top of the PvP HP boost, his combination with Hyde right now is insane. So yeah, something like this, right? Putting Hyde over here. Okay, so let's take a look at another defense. Like, let's try to find a control team that attacked us, right? Oh my god, Li Ling, super old school. Let's see. There we go. Nice, control. Okay, so let's see how this control team fared. And I can guarantee you that in this case, our Jin Yu Yao is actually the reason why we won. Wait, we outspeed them. Okay, they don't really have a lot of like AP pusher. They don't have any. They do have an AP pusher, but that's like a Cecilia. Wow, then you are kind of screwed, my guy. With immunity here, I mean, they have the Tricky, and their Tricky really needs to strip our buffs. But I can... Oh wow, what kind of nonsense here was that? But I can imagine the fear that he has in his eyes right now. He stripped way too late. Like, way too late. Now my Gabrielle is going to throw her buff again very soon. Look at that, the Jin Yu Yao is currently so good. Okay, so here's the thing, right? So my personal opinion is that in Point War, Clara has kind of fallen a lot. She has fallen a lot off the charts, and the reason for that is because she cleanses, but she cleanses a little bit at a time, right? She don't cleanse your entire team with her hits, right? She cleanses like up to 3 different Espers. Okay, you know what? Let's just do this while we are talking about this. So that's where I feel like Clara kind of like falls short a little bit. But for Jin Yu Yao, on the other hand, she cleanses your entire team each time she takes a turn, which means that she's doing a full team cleanse each time. So you're definitely going to face off against enemy Trickies, which, yeah, it definitely sucks. But the thing is, she's going to take less HP damage as opposed to Clara in the long run, because Jin Yu Yao just strips off everything, right? She just removes everything, and yeah, she's going to get her HP penalized like that. That is true, but it's not so painful as to use a Clara, where every single turn that Clara takes, she's not only going to lose HP, she's also going to get her ass petrified as well. But that's not the case for Jin Yu Yao, right? Because Jin Yu Yao, yes, she does take damage, but she will not be controlled. She cannot be stunned. So that's the reason why Jin Yu Yao is freaking ass broken right now. Like, for the current meta, she is so good. And the thing is, like, the current setup that I'm using right now, it's extremely scalable downwards as well. So the thing is, you do not need these Espers to be at R6. I mean, obviously they become super strong at R6, and each of them definitely should try to go to R6. But all these Espers at R0, they work very well as well. So if you take a look, if you can rewind the video a little bit to the first fight that we did, that team, that mirror team, right? He was running with like a bunch of R0 Espers as well, and I can guarantee you that his team is extremely strong. And I still lose like much of my fights as well. So yeah, a lot of changes to current Point War 18, and it's exciting stuff. I didn't imagine myself to be able to even compete like with like the top 200 players in global, but I don't know, man, somehow this worked out. And somehow I pieced the puzzle together and figured out how to create a very resilient defensive comp, which is doing pretty well right now. I'm getting hit a lot, but I'm winning a lot of my defense as well. So I'm having the 5-star defense, which is like the first time in my life. Now, there are some other defenses that I just cannot win whatsoever. So these are defenses that I can never win, and it's not the Dona. The Dona is like whatever. But these two, R6 Jin Yu Yao and R6 Sally, is incredibly stupidly broken, especially the R6 Sally, because their team is just going to have perpetual damage mitigation by I think like 25%, right? Because of the Sally. So she's going to start off with the damage mitigation buff, and then when her turn comes around again, she's just going to lengthen it by another 2 turns because she uses that skill itself. So it's just so freaking disgusting. Like, this team is just so gross. I can show you, and I'm most likely going to lose because I just hate this combination so much. But I guess for this team, he changed it up a little bit. I'm pretty sure he changed it a little bit. This wasn't how it looked like in the past, but I think we can actually go for the Dona. I think. While we didn't return the stun, Red. We need to get the Dona stun lock, and then we just take him out, and that's about it. Like, we don't need to worry too much about the Sally. Or actually, you know what? Wait, what? She didn't use the third skill because she went to heal her allies instead. Okay, we might be able to... Nah, it's not gonna work. She's gonna take a turn. Ah, Red. Wait, no, I'm super confused right now. Okay, you know what? Let me just go for the Dona. Yeah, I think the Dona is probably like an easy kill. He's not such a big DPS, I feel. Wow, super freaking... My Everett just did like 5,000 damage to him. Holy shit. What the hell? My Everett is supposed to be doing somewhere about... like... Without okay, but he has a defense buff as well. But with a defense break, my Everett can hit like 50k. But with a defense buff and no defense break, that was insane. Oh my god, this Dona is popping off like crazy. He's just having a... he's having the time of his life. He's like dancing and all that shit. Nice, mid straight up, very nice. But the Junior, she might... Okay, never mind. Well, this team is just so... It's so freaking scary, man. We need to make sure that the Sally is stun locked, but I'm like Mr. Autoplay, which is part of the reason why I don't do RTL that much, because I need to manual play a lot. I try my best to not touch the screen so that I know if I win or lose, right? And if I do lose, then sucks to be me. But at least I get to figure out what went wrong and how my team can improve, and holy shit, we are gonna lose. The healing efficacy in their lineup is just too insane. Oh my god, there is absolutely no way that we can even kill that Dona, even though that Dona is like... He's so fragile, right? Wow. And the reason why his team is so resilient is because of both Sally and Jinyi together, because they just cleanse a lot. Yeah, this is the reason why I say that. It's not their Dona that I'm worried about. It's the Jinyi and the Sally. Well, we finally killed the Dona when my entire team is like completely depleted. But I feel like we can actually just go straight for their Everett. Yeah, because now their healing capacity is reduced, right? So it's kind of like, if we take out their Everett, we win. I think. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. We might actually have a chance. No, wait, no, fuck no. No, shit. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, so this is the Sally and Junior combination is probably like the best combination right now. As long as you have a Sally and a Junior at R6 and you have anything, any 3 Espers, your team is going to be so much more powerful. So anyway, that's it for today's video. This is just a summary of whatever I've learned in 0.118, and man, things are definitely a lot tougher right now. So I can probably only attack like 50% of the enemies that I face every single day. So I have to refresh this a lot of times because I really don't want to risk it, right? So yeah, some of these guys are like, okay, so for example, this guy, you know what, let's just end off with one more video before, let's just do one more run before end of the video. So this guy, pure control team, very scary stuff, but just one Jinyu Yao, one single Jinyu Yao changed everything. Everything changes because of that one Jinyu Yao. So we should be screwed, because if you're using a tanky team, we 100% should be screwed. But that is not the case at all. And it's just that one Jinyu Yao. I repeat myself again. Okay, so before you try to attack me again, think about it. I have a Jinyu Yao on my defense, okay? So because of that one Jinyu Yao, they cannot do whatever they need to do, right? Like, so what if your Nusi can reset my cooldowns? Big deal. I can just stun lock you. I can stun lock you because I can return stuns. I have a lot of Zeus set on my team, right? Not a lot, but a couple. Yeah, that is completely outclassed, outmatched. So pretty interesting stuff. So anyway, I guess that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is more of like a little bit of a tutorial. But if you guys enjoyed today's content, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more dislike content. Now with that said, this has been Derek Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.